Hi everyone, welcome to another show of thatgeek.com. Today we are talking about making money from video games, everything videos. We're going to take an insider look into what the gaming industry is like, what it's like to stream online, where do you make your money? Is it sponsorships? Is it products? Is it an audience, a community? Which channel should you go and stream on if you want to build your online audience? And most of all, we're going to hear some of the best insider tips of equipment. What should you use to go live? What might happen to my voice? I'm having like a sexy morning voice. There we go. So if you guys want to join us, you can do that right now by going to thatgeek.com/live right here. And you'll be able to hop into the conversation and really get all your questions about the gaming industry answered live and in real time. And our guest today, let me tell you just a little bit about him. He is known as DammitRooster. He is a partnered broadcaster on Mixer.com, and he fancies himself as a variety streamer. He doesn't play only one game. He plays everything from FPS to RPG to stimulation and strategy. He even drives trucks. He lives in New York. He's a rig ambassador, Discord partner, gamer, subs, affiliates, tech. Dude, these are all these names, Rooster, that are so jargon in the gaming community that I have no idea what they mean. So I'm going to let you in and hop in and let me know, what do these things mean? What do all these partnerships mean?
Hello?
Hello? Yeah.
Hi. I'm Rooster. If Coney didn't tell you, that's me. It says so right here, right? Nobody promotes me like me, all right?
Exactly.
The biggest difference between a partnership and affiliateship and a sponsorship are pretty much monetary. I am a partnered Mixer broadcaster. I get by on subscribers and other ways that they monetize our content. For those of you who don't know, Mixer is owned by Microsoft. It was brought over by Microsoft coming up on 3 years ago. This summer will be 3 years since Microsoft acquired what was Beam.Pro, and then it evolved into Mixer.com. So I have a very specific contract as to what I earn, how I earn it, and various promotions and things like that. There are ambassadorships, like for my headset. This actually says ambassador on the side. I don't know if you can see it. It's a rig headset for ambassadors, obviously. And that I feel it's the same as an affiliateship. You get free kit, right, and a link that links to me. So when you use it, you'll get a certain percentage off, and I get a certain cut out of that. And then as your full-on sponsorships, it's either free gear or a certain monetary amount per month to do certain things.
So before we dive into all that jazz, because oops, it's amazing. I always do that. I always forget to remove my little interview thing. So, hey, Ricardo is watching us online right now. Elizabeth Doy. Guys, hop on in. thatgeek.com/live is where you can come and talk to us face to face. So before we dive into how you make money, sponsorships, how do you even get to a point where someone wants to give you a headset, right? Because everybody wants to do that. Let's talk a little bit about you, because you did not grow up to be a streamer. You didn't wake up one day and goes like, I'm going to be a streamer. That'll be fun. So let's talk about what got you into where you are today.
Well, I'm a card-carrying New Yorker, have been all my life. I'm years old now, mid-30s, something like that. I started out doing a lot of things, mostly like labor stuff, as you do, for idiots that don't want to stay in school. Stay in school, kids. All right, look at me. Look at me. Stay in school. It would behoove you. A bit of everything from like manual stuff to I was a substance abuse counselor for a couple of years before I started doing this. And you know how funding is. I don't know how state funding is. When you're the last man in, you're always the first man out. That kind of sucks. So I found myself, and I've been gaming my whole life. So I found myself playing Borderlands 2. Part 3 is coming out. I'm super excited. With 3 friends of mine. It's 4-player co-op, and we're from all over the world. The 4 of us together. So we were sitting, just where are we on swearing?
Well, we're totally fine. I have a potty mouth. Go for it.
Like I said, I'm a card carrier in New York. We were sitting there shooting the shit, and consensus was like, dude, you're a funny guy. You ever thought about streaming? And at the time, I didn't know what it was. I thought it was like porn. Okay. You want me to do what on the internet? I didn't know what it was. Right. So it was explained to me. And I said, people do this. People watch this. And they said, yeah. So I got on Twitch. This is over 3 years ago now. I got on Twitch and started doing like Borderlands and Destiny, the first one, Grand Theft Auto, just playing games that I wanted to play. Very Spartan isn't even the word for the setup I had. It was it was a negative setup. It was minus a setup, I guess. I don't know how that works. And I started doing that, and then I come to realize, like, people were telling me, like, how come you don't have this many followers? I'm like, I don't know, dude. I don't know. I just show up and do the job. Before it was a job. And they said, well, how about going to this place? And at the time, an article had just come out that Microsoft acquired this little company called Beam.pro, and their claim to fame was then, and it is now, sub-second latency. So having a conversation with someone on Mixer is tantamount to having a live conversation.
So this is important because, when Hangouts first came out, there was a 30-second, up to a minute delay between what I say and what the audience sees, right? And I think right now, even with Zoom and, XSplit and all the other software that we're using, there's still a little bit of a delay between what the audience sees and what we're saying right here behind the scenes. Right. But when you're playing game, this cannot be, you can't have 30 seconds delay, right? Because you're interacting with the audience in real time. So how, which platform has the best streaming capability that allows you for audience interaction?
Oh, shit.
Why?
It's in my contract that I am not allowed to disparage any other platforms. Every platform has their strengths and their weaknesses. But when it comes to latency, I would have to say Mixer. Just you've been in my channel. We have a real-time conversation.
That's right. Yes.
Say hi back immediately. Even on Twitch's lowest setting, lowest latency, it's still maybe 2 seconds. It doesn't sound like a lot, but if you're waiting for someone to respond to you, that could be an eternity.
It is. So let's talk about for a second how you build a community. Most people, when they start streaming, even when they're starting a YouTube channel, most of the time, it's like cricket for a few months. What should someone who starts streaming right now want to build their online profile, whether it's a YouTube channel, Twitch, Facebook Live, how long does it take before you build an audience that you actually can interact with and then later on monetize?
Well, there are varying degrees with that. It comes down to what you want out of what you're doing. I think even before that, you have to understand what it is, because to monetize content, you're promoting yourself. Okay, like people call me Rooster on the street. I've been called Rooster many years, but DammitRooster, that's the brand. Okay, you have to understand that no is something you're going to hear a lot, especially when you're first starting out. Like nobody knows you. Nobody's going to want to watch you. Who are you? What are you doing differently than the top dogs in the game? What are you doing differently? Let's say Fortnite, for example. What are you doing differently with Fortnite than Ninja is?
So this is great, because what you're bringing out is like the personality of the streamer, right? Yeah. And what I find, so let's talk about the personality, and let's talk about personality when it's edited for YouTube and when it's live streams, because you're very calm, right? You're not going like drama like many of the YouTubers out there.
I try to be. I try to be calm because I understand. Like I said, I didn't just start doing this yesterday. I didn't get to where I am by not understanding a few things about myself, as well as what I call the instant gratification generation, right? When I was growing up, if I wanted to know something, I either went to Encyclopedia or Encarta. Okay, my oldest showing, I'm aware, because I said Encarta out loud. Now, if you want to know something, you just Google it. Like, oh, that's what it is. We're in that generation of instant gratification. So right. when you get on someone's channel and you demand something of them, or you even just say hello and they don't say hello back to you and you get upset, that's a defect of your character, Slick. All right. I'm the dude in front of the camera. I'm the dude behind the mic. I have stuff to do. Okay. All of it is here first. It doesn't revolve around the game. I feel if you're doing it right, the game that you're playing should be secondary.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about doing it right. What does doing it right mean?
Doing it right means not being an asshole on the internet, first of all. I've had people come in and you said we're good on swearing, right?
Oh yeah, totally.
Okay, I've had people come in and just type fuck in my chat. Like, oh look, asshole face learned a new word and wanted to try it on the internet. They try to elicit a reaction out of you.
Yeah.
And if you give it to them, they'll just snicker and then leave and never come back, right? I don't do that. I will embarrass you within the bounds of terms of service.
Oh, so let's talk about that. What's embarrassing within the bounds of terms of service?
I know what I can and cannot say to keep my ass out of trouble. My 2-year partner anniversary just passed on April the 7th, right?
Okay.
I ain't been fired yet, right? Apparently it's a cool thing to do to ask somebody, like go on their stream, like come to my stream and ask, are you my dad? Apparently that's the cool thing to do. My answer is, that depends, right? Are you Betty's kid? Like she's busted up front but a beast from the back. Because if that's her, I very well maybe. And I can say all these things because I'm not violating any terms of service. I'm not violating anybody's rules. I'm not even saying your name out loud. I'm not giving you that power over me to say your stupid username with 6 X's and 360 and 420 and all that nonsense in there. I'm not doing that. And then you leave. Either you leave or I have you escorted out. There's no third way. My team watches my back. They do. I never have to time out or ban anyone. Never.
So you bring up like a really awesome points. You're bringing out, first of all, it's not a one-man show. There's a team behind you. You're bringing up terms of service and being fired, which is not something that anyone thinks about when they're opening a Twitch channel or a YouTube channel. So let's talk about what that means, getting fired. Where do you get fired from? Like who fires you?
The platform, whoever you signed a contract with. I have a contract with Mixer under Microsoft. If I violate them, they're going to violate me right back.
Okay, cool. So this is why a lot of people who are starting YouTube channels, and I think what you're saying, Rooster, is like at the beginning, it's nothing. You can say whatever you want. It's totally you. If nobody knows you, nobody cares, say whatever. But once you become a sponsor, once you sign a contract with a company that you represent, like an ambassador, that's when the rules change, right?
I mean, I knew right off what I wanted from it. So I didn't, it's the internet. You can always do what you want because you're protected behind the internet. But
in a way,
if every other word that comes out of your mouth is fuck and you don't get a sponsorship, you're going to blame that company, right? You're not going to blame yourself. You're not going to take a look at yourself. Nobody wants to be held accountable. Mm-hmm. I always carry myself on stream and off within reason. As a professional, you know what I mean? I don't introduce myself as DammitRooster. I introduce myself as Rooster. Mm-hmm. DammitRooster brand, you know what I mean? I always have my card on me. I made a logo right here that's easily recognizable. It's right up here too. I've been told, and again, it's children on the internet. You know, other people's kids get on my nerves. Oh, this isn't a real job. Then why am I getting paid to do it? Again, it's children on the right? It's a real question. Why am I getting paid to do it? You don't make that much money. Then why am I paying taxes? Explain this to me, infant. Go ahead. You tell me what you know more about the world than Big Daddy does. If I don't have to make this much money to pay taxes on it, you let me know, okay? But then the same people are going to come in. Can you buy me this game? What the fuck do I look like, dude?
So you're talking about an entire culture on the internet, an entire culture of gaming, right? There's some entitlement that comes in there. And a lot of people, like you're saying, don't think that it is a real job, that you actually make a lot of money with it. And it's interesting.
I pay taxes, dude. Like if I pay taxes on it, it's a fucking job. I'm sorry. That's the way it works.
Yeah, that's true. And, you know, a lot of people don't know what it takes to become a professional gamer and what goes into that. So you're streaming from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. every day. How did you set up that schedule, and how did you decide, you know what, this is my time and that's when I'm going on? And it's like a job. It's a real job.
It is. And I actually 2 days ago changed my graphics. Instead of reading 10 to 4, it's 10-ish to 4-ish. It's the commute, man, from upstairs to, down here. Sometimes there's traffic. I'm never in the chair at 10 o'clock, and I feel horrible about that. 10 to 4 was decided in October. October just passed, actually. I've done a couple different time slots to feel it out, see how I like it. I started actually streaming at night, 10 p.m. to around 1 or 2 a.m. And then I'd never get anything done during the day. That was horrible. And then I would do, I think, noon to 7. Because when you're new, you think that the more you stream, the longer hours that you stream, the more, the bigger you're going to get. And that's not how that works at all.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
There's way more to it than that. I went from 12 to around 7, then 12 to 5. Like, I dialed it back some. And then, like, I have the schedule I have now because of actually a friend of mine that passed away. This guy right here. He was a pillar of the community. Taught me a lot. The word mentor gets thrown around a lot, but that guy was one of them. I actually got a tattoo for him when he passed. And his time slot would be 10:30 in the morning till around 3:30 in the afternoon, depending on what he was doing. And I remember going into his stream because he knew I was going on vacation. I went to Chicago because my birthday's in October. So I was going to Chicago for, my birthday. And he looks right at the chat. He's like, all right, bud, I'll see you when you get back. So I'm on my way back from Chicago a few days later, and I'm sat in O'Hare International, and my phone is blowing up, right? Everybody and their mother is trying to get a hold of me, and they all let me know that Cranky died.
Oh, no.
Right? So, like, right in the middle of O'Hare International fucking airport, I'm 6'2", 250 pounds, romping, stomping American male, cried like a woman. I did. So I didn't know what to do with myself that Monday. I came back on the Sunday. I didn't know what to do with myself that Monday because he was part of my morning routine. I was starting at noon to 5.
Yeah.
Then. You know what? Fuck it. The old man would have been on now. Let me just get on at 10.
Wow.
It was that, and coupled with Red Dead Redemption 2 coming out at the same time, I said, oh, okay, why not? I'll put some time into it. And I liked the new routine of waking up at a certain time, getting a certain amount of work done, and then doing the stream, and then I call the stream, and then I get other work done, and then I go upstairs, and then dinner, and then shower, and then sleep, and then do it all over again. Like adults do for a job.
Right? So something is happening. My Zoom just crashed. So what I'd like...
Is that okay?
Yeah, you're fine. But my Zoom just crashed. So yeah, let's do this again. How about that? I'm going to close it. Mm-hmm. Click the same link to join. Everybody's here on the technology. You gotta love it. So everybody here in the call, all of you in the green room, you're gonna have to click the same link that you clicked to join us, because this is just gonna disappear in a second, and we're gonna relaunch it because that's how amazing technology is. But while I do that, guys, while I invite everybody back in, oh, there you go. Everybody's back in already. Let's do this. And I think, let's see if Rooster's here. So Rooster is out, but we'll come back. So this is a great opportunity for everyone who's watching us right now. Here you are. You're fantastic. There you are. So everybody who's watching us right now, here's what you guys want to do. Oh. Yeah, I can hear you. Fantastic.
I could have kept this open.
Yeah, I can hear you. And you're here. Okay, so we're back. So you were saying that... Hello? Can you hear me?
Hello. Jason, you want to fix this for her, please?
No. If you guys watching us, let me know if you can hear me.
No, whatever.
Stuart, you can hear me? Just nod.
I'm pretty sure everyone else is muted. Is that weird?
No, I'm back in now.
Okay.
And what I had to do is go out and come back through the original link.
Yeah, I did that.
I sure. chat link. So I came back in through Facebook to Zoom.
Gotcha. Okay, so we're gonna have to redo this thing. There we go. It didn't
affect it. I accidentally minimized my Zoom page that I'm on now.
Okay, so we're all good.
Had to redo it, so it was the face page on the computer.
For me, Zoom is pretty new.
Okay, we're awesome. Okay, so let's get back.
And I've never had a crash.
Oh, I am muted on Zoom.
I know she's had a little trouble with it, and I don't have a latency
I'm muted
issue.
on Zoom, and they don't hear me at all.
I don't believe. Do you perceive one?
No, I see.
I'm here, and I'm talking to you guys, and you don't hear me, which is really funny. Okay.
Well, there you are. Well, you muted yourself this time.
I did, and it didn't. Something was on top of something, and something didn't see something. Okay, we're back. This is awesome. Love technology. So let's redo this. So you were saying that a lot of people think that actually streaming for longer times you think that this is a better way to grab more viewers, and you're saying this is not always the case. Why is it not always the case?
Because there's more to it than that. You have to do certain things. You have to network. You have to promote. You have to market yourself. You can't just press the stream now button and expect people to show up. That's not how it works. Believe me, I've tried. That's not at all. That's really not how it works.
Okay, so where are you promoting? So this is really like a real job, guys. If you actually want to make video game playing a career, or you becoming a YouTuber and making a career out of that, or a streamer, it's really like a regular job and a regular business. You need a brand, you need to promote yourself, and you need to market yourself. So how do you start, Rooster? Like, this is what everybody wants to know. How do I even start?
You got me.
How did you start?
Very, very meagerly. That's a word, right?
I guess.
Very, very meagerly. Get to know the community. Get to know what you're about to get yourself into. Because again, people are protected. They're safe on the internet behind their cameras, behind their keyboards, behind their monitors. Right. You have to understand that because you're a good person doesn't mean good people are going to come and watch you.
So, right. So what do we do? Like, okay, let's say I'm starting a new YouTube channel right now. Or for example, I'm on Twitch. Right now we are streaming for Twitch. Nobody finds me, right? Nobody knows I'm there. Nobody knows I exist. They know I exist on YouTube. They know I exist on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, because those platforms kind of like push live streaming up. Twitch doesn't do that always, right? So how do you even get started on those platforms?
Promotion. Promote yourself. Market yourself.
When you say that, do you mean like go to other people's streams and comment on their streams and tell them you're streaming? Do you say buy ads, write content? Like, what do you mean by promotion?
Get to know people. Getting to know people that are already doing it is a great way to get started. I don't mean go into their channel. Hey, I'm a streamer. Mixer.com/DammitRooster. Come see my channel. That's a good way to get your ass kicked right out.
Yeah, that's called spam.
Yes. Build your own community. And I say this all the time. When you play what you want to play, the right people will find you. Does that make sense? I got partnered playing Farming Sim 17. Okay, I love simulation games. I was just playing one today. If you play what you want to play and base your content around what you want to do, the right people will find you. Like, there's 7 billion people on this planet. At least one is going to find you.
Well, I'm going to challenge you on that, because nobody has found me on Twitch, but plenty of people found me on YouTube. So let's dive again into that, right?
How did you promote your YouTube stream compared to how you promote your Twitch stream?
Okay, so I don't promote my Twitch stream, but...
Here's the problem, lady. There it is.
Well, I don't... Okay, so like many other people out there, no idea how you promote your Twitch stream, right? YouTube is very easy, because YouTube, you can basically SEO it, right? And you put your keywords and whatever people are finding, and they can find it. But Twitch...
I mean, I use Twitter, and you ask anyone that knows me, I don't like social media. I guess it's my old. I don't like social media. I think that it forces us to compare our lives to other people's instead of living our own. Does That's just my opinion.
That's
right?
true.
There's no fact. That's just what I feel about it. But I use it as a tool to market myself, to promote myself, to let other people know just who the fuck I think I am. You know what I mean? Learn to use hashtags. I use Twitter a lot. Learn to use hashtags. Learn what people are looking for in your area of, let's call it expertise. You know what I mean? Don't hashtag streamer. There's like 1 billion people using hashtag streamer. Like today, I was playing Elite Dangerous. It's a type of simulation game. Hashtag Elite Dangerous. I tagged the developer, Frontier Developments. Shout out. The people that I work with, like I'm a rig ambassador. I tag them. You were talking about gamer subs, right there. They're my drink of choice. I tag them. They retweet me. People that follow them start following me. It's like a pyramid scheme, but it actually does something.
So you know, I like what you're saying about building a community, and this ties very well into what I do and what I advocate, and what a lot of people are kind of like missing with social media, right? Because social media, like you said, it's very much a kind of like ego place. Look at me, look at me, look at me. I'm so awesome, right? But the people who actually succeed in this build a community. And what was very interesting about watching you play is that you're playing and you're having conversations with everyone who's watching you, like in real time. They're commenting and you're responding while you're playing a game. And you're playing it in real time with the community involved. So let's talk about that a little bit, because first of all, how do you follow up? Do you ever follow up with people who comment or interact with you? Do you have any strategy to turning them into like, you know, loyal viewers? What? Fuck
off now. No. There are ways of getting hold of me outside of streaming. And like I have my own Discord server for that. I'm a Discord partner. I have that. You can DM me like on Twitter and stuff like that. But I prefer Discord. Very few people. If they have my phone number. Ooh, they have my phone number. They know where to find me. Yeah, I do. I try and stay as interactive as I can off-site as I do on-site. Because when I'm on-site, I'm in this chair. You, the viewer, have my undivided attention. It's not the game that has my undivided attention. You, the viewer, does. But when I'm off-site, it might take me a little bit to get back to you, sure, but I have stuff to do.
So that's I love what you're saying there, because a lot of people think that the production, the content, the game is what's important. But what I hear you saying, it's not that. It's the viewer and the interaction with the viewer and the relationship that you're building with the viewer. Without that, there's no partnership, there's no money, there's no community, there's no business, right?
Right. If you say hello to me and I don't say hello to you back and you leave, I've lost you forever. Yep. The game that I'm playing is not nearly as important. It's just not.
And just to prove this point, guys, Rooster plays a game where he only drives a truck for a while, right? And you're basically driving a semi-trailer for hours and having a conversation.
Country. So, loud. I'm naturally predisposed. I am geographically predisposed to being loud.
So that's a fantastic proof that it's not necessarily how exciting the game is. It doesn't have to be a shooting game. It can be just like a regular game, but the conversation with the audience is what keeps the community alive. So at the beginning, when you get started, it sounds like, okay, decide what the topic that you are about. For me, for example, is interviews with experts, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, right? And then go out to the community and engage in conversations around that topic. Then they're going to start to know you. They're going to start to know when you're going live. They're going to start talking and conversing with you. And that's how you start building an audience and conversation around what it is you want to be known for. So if you are a gamer that wants to be known for Fortnite, I guess that's all you're playing. So how are you getting known for all games, Rooster?
Because that's how I started. Anyone that knows me knows that I'm not the fad guy. And I've said this, actually recently I said this to a brand that I'm now, quote unquote, in bed with. It's called Thrustmaster. It's not a sex thing. We'll talk about it though. I've always played a variety of games. I'm not the guy that plays Fortnite Monday, Apex Legends on Tuesday, and what's the COD one called? Blackout on Wednesday, and call it variety. They're all battle royale games. Okay?
Yeah.
They're exactly the fucking same. Fight me. Okay? Okay. When I want to play, like I have my calendar up in front of me right now. Monday I played the Division 2. I love the game. So that's why I played it. No, Monday I actually played ATS. I was supposed to play Division 2. So I played the Truck Sim on Monday, Division Tuesday, Grand Theft Auto yesterday, Elite Dangerous, the spaceship game I was playing today. And like I haven't set my calendar to play Grand Theft Auto tomorrow, but I could change my mind. And
So
I have.
yeah, it's very flexible.
I play what I want to play, and if I don't want to play a game, I'm not gonna. Like I'm on camera, right? If I'm playing a game that I feel I'm being forced or coerced to play, you're gonna see it in my face. You're gonna come to my stream, you're gonna say hello, I'm gonna look, hey, how you doing? What's going on? You know what I mean? You're gonna see the boredom in my face. The gameplay is gonna suffer. Our conversation between you and I is gonna suffer. And then again, I lose you.
Yeah. So let's when you started at the beginning, you were saying that you didn't have any equipment, or you kind of like bootlegging the whole thing. Now you're like completely. What's that?
It was spit and bubble gum holding my setup together, and I use the word setup very loosely.
So you were MacGyver. Now what's going on? Now, like, what's the best equipment for streaming that you're using in order to look good and interact fast?
Oh, I don't know about the best. I know what I like.
What do you like? What do you use?
The peripheral wise, or
No, like so microphones, camera. You have like three cameras, I think. Let's talk about your setup. You have 4 monitors, 3 cameras, microphone, switchboard. Let's talk about all that jazz.
a lot. It's grown from a laptop with earbuds with a microphone on it. You know, the little one.
Mm-hmm.
It grew from that to 4 monitors, 1, 2, 3 different microphones, 4 cameras, lighting setup, mechanical keyboard, mouse, 2 stream decks, an audio mixer, XLR microphone, lighting. Did I say lighting? Yeah, lighting.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Capture card equipment. Then there's the other peripherals. There's the steering wheel setup and all that stuff that I used to play ATS, play the truck game. Controllers, all this stuff that sits here behind me. Like, this is just stuff that I have. All this stuff sits here. It grew, it mutated into maybe I know what I'm doing. People get me things. And like this skull is called Kiona because this was gifted to me by a community member, a viewer, and a friend named Kiona. She lives in Texas. She knows I love Texas. So she got me this. She knows I love my country. So I keep it there. I learned how to crochet on stream like 2 years ago. I still have my hooks and my crochet stuff right here. I don't know what this is, but it was a first go at something.
Kind of looks like mine. My first trial. So you have 3 microphones, 3 cameras, a lighting set, laptop, 2 computers.
4 regular cameras and an infrared camera to track my head movement when I'm driving the fake truck. There's toys involved too. Splitters, separators. Yeah, the consoles notwithstanding, I have a Xbox One, PS4, Nintendo Switch, and of course I play PC.
So is that kind of like a requirement if you want to scale and grow and actually be a serious streamer? Is that a requirement to go like full blown with an entire home studio, a room that you're dedicating for a studio and learning all this tech stuff?
Not at all.
Not at all.
I know people and I'm friends with people that don't know how, like, I think they equate it to like witchcraft or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, press start streaming and then magic happens and you end up on the internet. That's not exactly how it works, but you know.
So how much of that stuff has been given to you by sponsorship, and how much of it did you actually have to go out and buy?
I'm actually now coming more into the sponsorship bit of it. The headset was given to me. This came with It's called a Stage 3 backpack. Backpack alone is $180. It came with a bunch of stuff with it because Rig Ambassador. It's their brand new ambassador program. There's only 24 or 25 of us in the world. Majority of them are close friends of mine. I was speaking earlier about Thrustmaster. They make HOTAS systems, HOTAS. That's hands-on throttle and stick systems. Like I was using today. I can actually show you. It's like this. It's a
that's cool.
And joystick system.
Yeah.
They are actually, at the time we're recording this, $1,000 worth of kit. Like they're brand new stuff. Because they were watching me on Monday. You were talking about the American Truck Sim. They were watching me on Monday. Their marketing department was watching me on Monday. Who knew, right? I met them at a convention. Well, they're representatives. I met them at a convention that was in Boston called PAX East 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It was the end of last month. And we got to conversing and exchanging information. So I reached out to them and like I said, I was supposed to be playing the Division 2 on Monday, but the person I was playing with had a work conflict. So he rescheduled. I said, all right, hell with it. I'll play ATS because it's what I was supposed to play on Tuesday anyway. That day they happened to be watching. And this camera right here, I don't know if you can see it. This camera is what looks in front of me where my keyboard is right now.
Yep.
So that's where I had the steering wheel and lighting and all that stuff set up. So they decided, all right, based on what I do with it and how I, show their product on screen, we're going to send you this.
That's cool.
I was super excited.
So let's talk about that for a second, because there's a lot of there's a big difference between getting products and getting money, right? You can't pay rent with products. So you're actually getting paid and making money per view, which is something that is on Twitch but not on YouTube necessarily, right? So how does that work?
Well, it's a promotion that Mixer is doing for their partners. It's not, don't let people think that, I just go watch him and he gets paid. It's a limited thing. It started Saturday that passed and it's running until the end of the month. I can't say how much because it's covered under NDA, but it's to promote asses and seats, basically. It's trying to bring people to the platform.
And today was your top one, right?
Between this past Saturday and today, yeah.
This is amazing. So do you think that happens because they're promoting it as well, or like what increased the number of viewers that's happening in this weekend?
I mean, Mixer promotes their promotions and they promote their website. Xbox does too, because we have our own tab on the Xbox dashboard. But I say constantly, it's not Mixer's job to promote me. It's not Mixer's job to market me. That's my job. Okay, I read my contract. I know what they're capable of doing for me, and everything else, the other 99%, falls on me to do.
Yeah.
If nobody's coming to my channel, that's not Mixer's fault. They're providing me this incredible platform to stream on for free. I don't have to do anything for them to put myself on camera on their platform. You know what I mean? I filled out the application to partner with them. They didn't come to me. They don't need me. You know what I mean? I think that's where they get this sense of entitlement. Oh, well, I'm a partner now. Gimme. You don't know shit. You don't. It actually just went down on Twitter. I'm not going to name any names because they're honestly not that important. It actually just went down on Twitter this week. Brand new person. Maybe 10 days partner. Gimme. Oh, you all don't understand. You're too old. First of all, I'm not too old. That's number one. And being a partner longer than you means I know more than you. I've been there. I've done it. I laid bricks on this fucking platform. You want what I have without doing any of the work that I did to get it. That's what bothers me. Once you sign that contract, then the work begins. You think you're working your way up to partnership and then it stops. It absolutely does not. If it stops, then you stagnate and your channel dies. That's on Mixer, Twitch, YouTube, anywhere.
That's true.
Anywhere. If you stop, your channel will die. I didn't make it that way. That's the way it is.
Yeah. So before we jump into the next segment, guys, we are going to go into audience interaction soon. So if you guys want to come and
don't ask Brian anything. Don't ask Star anything. Don't ask Sickness anything.
I actually want to put them on camera. So guys, I want to put you on camera. Let's see. But we're going to go into live audience interaction in just a second because
Because buttons.
Because buttons. So yes, so before we move into audience interaction, we got a few people who are raising their hands. Everybody, if you want to join us, the place to do this is thatgeek.com/live. You want to join us right now, right here on this link, hop on in, click the link below, and you can come and have conversations in real time. So you're talking about being a partner channel partner. Partner channel, and how the work only begins after you become a partner, right? And a lot of people build their home on those channels. They become, super big on YouTube, like Twitch streamers, and there's a lot invested in a platform. The other day, there was a influencer that was kicked out of Instagram after building 130,000 followers because ego came up, and she started thinking that she's all that. She has all these followers, she can say whatever, and she started, being racist. Shut off. There's a lot of YouTubers who get their channel canceled, either by spam, people reporting spam, or they're violating terms, or I don't know, something else happens. So from your perspective, you're really investing your time and your effort, and you're putting all your brand in platforms that you don't own, like you said, right? They don't owe you anything. You came to them. What is it like from your perspective to kind of like depend on, well, is Google going to wake up on the right side of the bed today, or am I going to wake up and my channel is going to be extinct? What it's like in the mind of a gamer?
I don't really think about that much. I feel like that stuff is above my pay grade.
So there's no worry. Like you're like, hey, I'm here, I'm streaming. If they kick me off, okay.
Oh no. That if they kick me off for violating terms of service, that is a choice I made. I can't blame anyone else for that. I've seen people do that. Twitch banned me, YouTube banned me, Instagram banned me. Mm-hmm. And I get this all the time. There's people in this chat right now that are on my team that hear it every day. Jason banned me for no reason. Star timed me out for no reason. There's always a reason. Okay? Whether you agree with it or not is a you problem.
So you're saying that it's not automation. It's not kind of like, hey, the algorithm flagged me and I'm out because...
I mean, I don't know how it is on other platforms, but I know that if I get my high tan, chances are it was my own stupid fault.
All right. So I know a lot of YouTubers who wake up and they build their entire platform on YouTube, and then they're just worried all the time that they might wake up the next day and the channel is not going to be there. What I'm hearing you say is like, this is only going to happen if you violate the terms in terms of Switch. Is that right?
On Mixer, yeah.
Yeah.
As far as I know, I mean, I've heard that YouTube, and by that I mean Google, they change up the way they do things, which is fine. They change up certain criteria, certain requirements, and that's fine. It's their prerogative. And then you have people that don't meet these new requirements, and they get clipped.
Yeah.
You can do one or two things, and I've had a chat with a friend of mine he calls himself a small YouTuber. I call him, he's a dad, he's a friend, he's a good dude. There's one or two things you can do, and he and I have spoken about this, and he's doing what I think is the better one. You can either complain or get your ass in gear. There's no third way.
Yeah.
There is not. You can be one of those people that gets on Twitter, oh, fuck YouTube. What do you mean, fuck YouTube? Why? Why fuck YouTube? Because what? Because you didn't measure up to what they wanted? Now, you can either do that, or you can get your ass in gear. Work on your content. Work on what you want to do. They're not going to give you what you want. You have to go get it. You have to work for it.
Yep. Yeah.
Yesterday, my kid texted me. I told you he's going to be 18 soon. Asshole, okay? He texted and he asked me if I have any Xbox Live codes. I says, no, I get it for free. He's like, oh, you're lucky. That's not luck. It's work.
Yep.
I get like I said, I get this headset, bags, bunch of stuff, right? And because I don't pay for it, monetarily does not mean that it's free. I work my ass off for it. You know what I mean? In terms of promotion, product, I am the product. You know what I mean? I put in my effort, my resources. It's not free. Just because I don't pay for it out of my pocket doesn't mean it's free.
Got it. So Stuart wants to jump in and ask us a question. How do I end, Stuart? Oh, you're muted. Hold on a second. There you go.
All right. Fascinating discussion, since I am the absolute opposite of a gamer. Never participated in your community. I do have a tech question and probably an open-ended one. By the way, I started with DOS, so you're not old.
I remember DOS. I played Doom 2 on DOS.
Good.
That was my first shooter ever, was Doom 2. I actually got it from the computer from Jason's dad, Jason, who's in the chat. I got the computer from his dad, was an IBM PS1.
Well, we went to 12,004 baud, and I thought I went to paradise.
Yeah.
But my tech question is, how much RAM do you carry in that gamer computer?
16 in the gaming rig, 32 gigs in the streaming rig.
Good, thank you. Secondly, your community is topic specific in gaming, but within that topic, there's a lot of flavors. How does your audience find out what you're playing on a given day?
God, that's a good question, Stuart. Like I said, social media. I hate it, but I use it as a tool. If you follow me on Twitter at DammitRooster, one word, no spaces, no underscores. Every Friday after my stream, because I don't stream on weekends, every Friday I'll open Photoshop, make my new schedule, and pin it to the top of my Twitter every week. I make that a part of my routine. And while it promotes what game I'm playing, I don't ever, because it's live, I don't ever have a set topic for whatever day it is. I've talked about everything from like what we're talking about now to trends in gaming, and like I've even talked about my time in recovery. Not a lot of people know that I've been 8 years clean and sober. We have talked about that. It's not something I glorify. It's something I've done, and now I choose to do something else. And I think people get to know a little bit more about me just by having open-ended conversations, and we do it every day. The conversation is honestly never about the game. I can't say never. Maybe 10% of the time. Oh, if it's a new game, how do you like this game? How does it compare to the one before? If it's a sequel, stuff like that. But I'm a grown-up. We have grown-up conversations without, saying tits. It just happens. We talk about real-world things. The Notre Dame fire, like it was horrendous. So, Rooster, what do you think about that? I think the building was on fire. I wasn't there because I got the alert while I was streaming the other day, right? What do you think about the, Notre Dame Cathedral being on fire? I think it's on fire. I mean, I didn't do it, but is anyone hurt? Do they need any resources? And now even the power of gaming, Ubisoft is allowing people to play Assassin's Creed Unity because Notre Dame Cathedral is in it. They're allowing them to play that for free, and those proceeds go to that.
Oh, that's great. Very interesting profession. I'm way off in a different world, but I find this conversation fascinating. You don't simulcast on more than one platform, however.
I do. I actually just restarted because now it's a thing you can do with XSplit. I'm not sure you can do it with other broadcasting software. I put in a custom RTMP for Periscope. I was on Periscope today and Twitch as well.
Oh, good. Well, I think what Yifat may have been hinting at is the disappearance of the entire platform. Not getting picked off, but having it, someone changed their mind and decided to go a different direction.
That can absolutely happen. Like I said, Mixer is owned by Microsoft. They can take their ball and go home. They really can.
When you said it was owned by Microsoft, I shivered because I remember the early years of all the changes. Anyway,
I remember when they tried to get into the streaming thing. I remember that, but I think and again, I could be completely off base. I think that they made the acquisition they did because of the low latency protocol. It's proprietary. Nobody else has it, and For the same reason, like I think Amazon that owns Twitch, I think it was Justin TV at the time. They bought it because they saw the power of live streaming while keeping your clothes on. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not that kind of streamer. You know, I keep my clothes on and I get paid to do it. I don't get paid as well, but I get paid to do it.
Because you stream live, that's technically the name of your profession. I'm a streamer. And maybe there's more than just the gaming product or the gaming topic.
Yes. I mean, I've called myself a broadcaster because I am broadcasting. There are times I don't play games, like when I record my podcasts and things like that, but that's off-site. That's more for me. People do web shows that have no gaming at all. They'll do basically news. It's like a talk show. They'll do stuff like that. But it is a predominantly gaming platform. And people, they seem to have an issue. Like, how can you watch people play games, but you're wearing a Yankees jersey, you asshole? It's the same thing. I think it's the same thing. How can you watch people play a game? Why not just play it yourself? But you put down money on the Super Bowl. It's the same thing. You know what I mean? How can I get people to buy this shirt that says DammitRooster on it, but you're wearing a basketball jersey of your favorite player? It's the same thing.
So basically what you're saying is you're building a brand. And as you're building a brand, what people relate to in a brand, the same way they purchase Nike, the same reason why they go and buy Starbucks and not 7-Eleven. It's all in the brand and the name and the business that you're building. And that's why it allows you to make money. Otherwise, it's just a hobby, right?
But that and the reputation and the quality that you produce, I think.
Yeah. So, and that's in the personality of the host, of the gamer. That's in the community that you're building around you. And so we have one of your moderators here, and Star doesn't want to be on camera, so I'm just going to unmute you, Star. And let's. I just want to ask you, what is it like to moderate? Like, what are the roles of a moderator? And does every streamer have to have a moderator, or like what goes into that?
Star, be gentle.
Yes. It's the streamer's decision if they want to have a stream moderator or not. Their choice. What's it like modding for him? Given a day, it could be stressful, it can be fun, it could be dead. But either way, you got us watching his back, myself, Plan B, Jason, Jared, whenever he decides to show up.
He got all selfish and got a real job, you know.
Yeah, Jared. And of course, fourth room, we cannot forget fourth room and anti-chamber bell.
Right.
So what goes into that? Like, how do you decide to ban someone, and what does that mean, banning someone? What does that mean?
Banning literally means ban them completely from the channel.
They can't come back. They can come back. They just can't do anything. They can't talk and chat. They can do nothing. Nobody even knows they're there.
So what's interesting, usually on different platforms, you can ban them from just one show. But so there's like one show banning and then everything banning. So you're saying on Twitch you ban everything.
On Mixer.
Sorry.
You can time out for a certain amount of time. I'll call out an arbitrary number. Be like, all right, Star, you know what? 17 minutes for Coney. Just getting on my nerves. Like, little bullshit numbers. And if you wait the 17 minutes to come back from the timeout, what did you learn? Like, understand, you will never, ever be louder than the person on the microphone. Never. Your voice will never be louder. And I promise you, if Star has to ban you and you can't say anything ever again in my channel, I won't remember your name. You're going to remember mine and hers.
That's true. A lot of people take that personally when they're being banned from something. Even on Facebook groups,
There's always a reason. There is always a reason. Whether you agree with it or not is irrelevant.
So how often, Star, you're the one who's actually dealing with the trolls. And Rooster, you and I were talking about this before. A lot of people, like you said, hide behind avatars, hide behind usernames, and then they just go around being mean to people, right? A lot of people take that personally. Some people stopped reading comments and stopped interacting just because of the load and the hate in those comments. Let's talk about that ugly side of gaming. What does that look like?
It looks like the worst part of humanity.
There we go.
All bunched up.
What are you doing?
Broke it. Did you
There
break
we
it?
It looks like the worst part of humanity. Say some more.
Worst parts of humanity in a little chat box.
How do you deal with it? Because you're the person there putting yourself on screen, right? Putting your heart out there, trying to engage with people, and then some a-hole comes in and just being mean or racist or horrible. So how do you deal with it while you're live playing a game? How do you not let that affect you?
Well, a couple things. I know exactly who the fuck I am. Okay. I come from a generation of, if you're gonna say something to me, I'm gonna say it back to you. And I'm, I'll cut you with my words. Like that's where I come from. I got your mama jokes for days because that's how we came up. You got people now that their feelings get hurt really easily. So you have people that'll come in and Star sees it every day. You'll come in and just put fuck in my chat because you want to elicit a certain response out of me. Number two, I won't give that to you. I know I don't even say your name, your username. I won't. People will
ignore them half the time.
I ignore it. And if my team sees me ignoring it, bye, it's out of the chat.
Yep.
I can still see it, but the rest of the chat doesn't.
So let's talk a little bit, just before we have to finish, let's talk a little bit about gamification and user interaction, right? There's tons of stuff that's going on Mixer. Tons of points and avatars and things that are coming in and out. How do you use all that stuff to build a community?
One at a time.
One at a time. What are you using?
I feel, and this is just my opinion, I feel like as Mixer is a newer platform, we have a lot going on right now. You know what I mean? We just started, and it's not NDA. We just started sub gifting. So someone in my chat can purchase a subscription to my channel for someone else. We just got that.
For someone else? What do you mean?
You have to sub to another viewer.
That's cool.
They pay for it for someone else, and we have I think maybe 4 or 5 different ways of monetization just on Mixer. I feel like that's a lot.
Yeah. So let's talk about it. What are those 5 ways? How do people can monetize?
There's a standard one. As a partner, you get your subscription, right? You get that pink button. People pay a certain amount, and they get a badge next to their name and your emotes. Some people do things special for subscribers. I personally don't like to separate my subs from other people. I'm not that guy. But what you do have on my stream is right around here, there's something called stream avatars, and every subscriber gets their own Pokemon, right? It walks around on the bottom of the screen. That's what that does. People ask, how do I get a Pokemon? You got a sub, dude. That's all it is. That's all that is. I used to, we're right here. When I first got partnered, I used to have wristbands. This was for subs only. So there are 300 of these in the world somewhere, and I have one for myself. I'm a mark for myself. What else did I do for subs?
Wait. So for those of us who don't know, what is a sub? What does that mean?
A subscriber.
Subscriber. Okay. So every person who subscribes gets one of those little wrists.
At the time, in my first year, yeah.
First year. There's this kid now. His name is, you and I were just talking about him, Skeptic. And he just had an article published about him that he's making $200,000 a year playing video games for 18 hours a day. So anyone who thinks this is not a job, it's a real job. And he got so famous that he quit school and now he's homeschooling. He's very introvert in real life, but he has a persona online. And it's very interesting because, in one way, these online communities can kind of substitute real life communities, right? Because you really make true relationships with your subscribers, with your followers, with your moderators. You're engaging in conversations. You become real friends, right? On the other hand, this type of life and social media can also make you feel very lonely if you're not a part of a group, if nobody's interacting with you, if you're seeing everybody else is having fun and you think that you're not. So what do you feel like in the gamers world? What do you feel like these online communities, how do they drip into real life communities?
Damn, you're good. It's like you prepared for me. I take time. I'm a family man. I take time off when I need to. I stream 10-ish to 4-ish, Monday to Friday. You asked me before how I came up with that schedule. I base it on when the kid is in school. You know what I mean? The warden, she's at work. I don't do it when they're home. I don't let it take up my time with them. Like when I have errands and stuff to do on the weekends, we go do it. And I know that I need time off. You have people out there that will stream those many hours, 17, 18 hours a day, 7 days a week, no other life.
Yeah.
Granted, you can have hundreds of thousands of followers and subscribers and you make all this money, but as soon as you step out the door, you don't know how to be a human being, a fully functional human being.
Yeah.
You don't. You're not learning socialization skills by doing that. You're not. You're in a room by yourself. Granted, you're talking to other people, but there's no interaction. There's no, I think, there's no real physical social interaction.
So you're dealing with kids that need help as well. Do you see some of that social media life, gaming life affecting kids today?
I do. I've done live events, and you ask anyone that knows me, this is who I am on the street too. You know what I mean? I'm a social dude. I call it how it is. I don't pull any punches. But then I've been to live events with other broadcasters, and when they're playing the game, when the camera's on them, they're on, quote unquote. Yeah. They're on. But when you're off camera, you try and have a conversation, they don't know what to do. Like I'm trying to sit here and like, how was your trip? How was your flight? Or did you get anything to eat? Yeah, no, it was good. Yeah.
What do you think causes that? Why do you think how do people have two personalities really?
I mean, I don't see it as two personalities. I see it as a lack of learning.
Learning what?
You see Jason in the chat. He's actually my baby cousin. He and I grew up together. For anyone to say that they were at my first stream ever, he's the only one on this planet that can do that, right? Mm-hmm. So he and I grew up together. Me and all my cousins, we all grew up together. We know how to be social with one another. Kids that lock themselves in their rooms to play games 18, 20 hours a day, you're not talking to anybody. You're not being social. You're not learning social skills. You're not learning something I like to call tact. If you don't know what tact is, you don't fucking have it. Because it's not a good idea to get on the internet and put fuck in somebody's chat. Because I promise you, when I ban your ass, right, and then your Microsoft account, let's say, because on Mixer, it's bound to your Microsoft account. If that gets banned, you, little Johnny dumbass, got to go explain to mommy and daddy why your $500 Xbox is now a fucking paperweight. They're not going to come to me. I've had people's parents come to me, and I've had people like Star, like Jason, like Brian, read them the minutes. Oh, your asshole kid came in on the internet and called Rooster all kinds of outlandish shit. Take it up with them. Don't fucking take it up with me. Don't. I'm not responsible for what you do with your kids. You know what I mean? So then when you wonder why when you take them out in the street, they drop themselves on the ground and throw a tantrum. My kid was never like that. I'd leave his ass there. I'm not going to lie to you. You're not going to do that shit to me. You don't do it at home. You're not going to do it in the street.
Yeah, that's true.
Learn these things as you're growing up. Because human beings, by nature, are social creatures.
Yeah. So
it's like solitary confinement in the penitentiary. When these people come out, they don't know what to do.
But it's very interesting because there is a culture, right? Like you're real friends with Star and Jason and all these people, right? You're real friends with them and you're spending 6 hours a day actually having conversations with them and with your audience. What do you think is the difference? Like, why do you think people know how to interact kind of like as they're streaming, but they don't know how to interact in real life?
That I don't even know. I couldn't even answer that. Like
it's very
I said,
interesting.
I grew up being very social. Whether I wanted to be or not, right? Because Jason and I, we were both raised by our grandmother. Mm-hmm. Whether I wanted to hang out with Jason or not, we were there together. You know what I mean? But now we're also, like I said before, we're in the generation of instant gratification. If the kid is crying, you stick an iPad in front of his face.
Yeah.
I never got that. Never. Yeah. I grew up knowing how to talk to people. When I was in high school, not everybody and their mother had a cell phone. You had to talk to people. God forbid you got to do that now. Fucking forget it. But when you're in a room streaming by yourself, you can say and do within the bounds of TOS, of course, if you're serious about it, whatever you want. And there are no consequences. There are no repercussions. You don't even have to wear pants.
And you know what? I think maybe you're also the person on the screen. So everybody's coming to see you. You're getting all that ego boost, all that attention. Everybody's like, looking at you and you feel like, okay, I can be whoever I want right now because everybody loves me. But when you go out and you're a part of a group that doesn't necessarily, everybody's as good as you or maybe better than you, then you start feeling like, well, maybe I don't know what to say. Do you think there's kind of like
I think that's called being a mark for yourself.
being a what?
A mark for yourself. You
Yeah.
believe your own hype. You like everything that you raised yourself up to be, you're starting to believe that.
Yeah.
Like take Dr. Disrespect, right? One top dog, high up on the food chain, out of every platform, just streaming in general, right? The character Dr. Disrespect and the person Guy Beam are two different people, two completely different people.
Interesting. So any last words for someone who's thinking of being a streamer, taking on streaming as a business, becoming a little bit more professional, either with YouTube, either with Mixer, Twitch, any of those platforms? Any suggestions for what they should be looking for?
Get to know the business side of it first. It's never about the game. You can play whatever game you want. You got to learn marketing, graphic design. Like I learned it. I think I was telling you, University of YouTube. I learned all that, my own way, because I wasn't in the same spot financially to hire people to do these things. Understand that if you want to make money, you got to pay something called taxes, kids. Okay, this is shit they don't teach you in school. They don't even teach it on the platform. When you sign a contract, they're under the auspices that you already know this stuff. Like, granted, all right, we're going to give you this dollar amount per subscription.
Yeah.
They're not, if they don't take out tax, you have to know what to do. When
Yeah.
you get your 1099 in the mail and you see it and you don't know what to do with it, that's a you problem. You can ask you can go to YouTube, go to Google, go to Mixer, go to Twitch. They're going to be like, do your taxes, bro. I don't know if you want me to tell you. Understand that it's a business. You're going to hear no a lot.
And when you say you hear no a lot, no from what? Trying to become a partner?
Either trying to become a partner or trying to become a brand ambassador or get a sponsorship from a certain vendor or company or anything like that. You're going to hear no a lot.
Yeah.
There's one or two things you can do about it. You can either complain about it or you can grow from it.
Yeah,
One
that's
of
true.
those two things is going to decide how well you do.
It's true. So the beginnings, guys, are are the same for everybody. Everybody starts from scratch. Everybody starts unknown. Nobody knows anyone until they become known for something. So your first step would be, what do I want to be known for and what do I love to do? And after you figure that step out, go out and find the communities who are doing it and see how you can contribute. If you are playing games, how you can contribute with your games, with your personality, what else do you bring to your subscribers? Otherwise, I don't think your channel, any business is going to go anywhere. Rooster, thank you so much. I know you've been sitting on this chair for the majority of the day today. Dying to go home.
It's 3 o'clock now. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for having me. Thanks for asking me to do this. Stuart, I appreciate you. Jason, Starr, Brian, thanks for hanging out. This will be on my podcast, the Rated R for Rooster podcast. It's one of the things I do off-site to be just more myself. Right? It's on iTunes. It's on Anchor FM. This whole thing will be on there probably before Saturday. I'm recording another episode tomorrow, but I want this on there before that.
Fantastic. So thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, guys. It was so cool not to see you, start talking to you, see some of the Roosters team joining us. Thank you, Stuart. Thank you, everybody, for watching us. And we'll see you in 2 weeks where we're going to talk about email marketing, how to turn email into cash. So I hope to see you then. Bye.
Adios, girl.